Hey guys, thanks for watching the videos over New Zealand Music Month. I can see a whole heap of you have been watching them. I thought I'd do a roundup just to let you know why I did it, what I did, and a few of the fun things that happened kind of along the way. I guess the first thing to do is to say that over the New Zealand Music Month, doing one song a day for 31 days took quite some effort, and a lot more than I realised. And I think had I have known, I may well not have done it. One of the big problems was for me was probably time sitting down and just going that I needed to learn a whole bunch of songs I didn't already know. I already played a lot of New Zealand music when I was playing in the rock band and in the acoustic duos that I play in, but there were a bunch of songs that I also wanted to do that I didn't already know that I had to go and learn, and a lot of that stuff takes a bit of time trying to figure them out. One thing that I would like to put right, and I might actually put out, is a list of the songs and the chords that I discovered for songs, because a lot of New Zealand songs aren't actually on the web, on the internet anywhere to download, or at least not that I could find. So a lot of the times I had to sit down, listen to a song, and learn it. What ended up happening was about 34 gigabytes of files when you count in the recording files, the individual project files, and then the audio file, and then the video files edited together. It was quite huge. Of those 31 videos, it equaled 93 minutes and 7 seconds of video. So that's over an hour and a half of videos uploaded. I started doing them back on the 27th of February, and the whole reason was I remembered last year a friend and lovely singer-songwriter Katie Thompson had been doing a New Zealand Music Month song. Basically, she sat there with a guitar and just played and sang a song. And I thought I'd like to do that, but I'm a bass player first and foremost, always have been. Not much of a guitar player, not much of a singer, probably not much of a bass player either, but I thought it would be really cool just to sing and play bass to a bunch of New Zealand songs. However, when I sat down and tried a couple of songs, the bass and the vocals didn't really cut it. They didn't sort of carry the song well enough. So I thought, well, I may as well just play guitar and record those as backing tracks. So I think it was the 27th of February, it's like the day before the end of February, I started recording some of the backing tracks. And I wanted to keep to the one take rule as well. Basically, I wanted it to kind of be, I'm not worried about warts and all. Music to me isn't sonic perfection. It's about making music and playing music, which is why I love playing with people I haven't played with before. I don't particularly like rehearsing songs because then people expect you to play it right the next time. And so, yeah, recording the backing tracks and then learning all the little lead guitar bits that I never usually have to play, which is why obviously you can hear that they sound a little bit different. I recorded 32 songs, I guess, if you consider that I recorded When a Child is Born twice. One of the funnest songs to do, I have to say, was Starlight by Zed. I'd kind of forgotten about that song, and when I was looking for, New Zealand songs, I discovered Zed. I'm from Christchurch. Most of those guys are from Christchurch, and it's just fun just to play right from the start, right to the end of the song. Some lovely chords in it. The longest song was Sway by Bic Runga. And the shortest song I played was Friend by the Feelers. The most complex song was When a Child is Born. That thing has multiple tracks. There's a rhythm guitar, there's an acoustic guitar, there's a lead guitar, there's the ukulele parts, there's some harmony vocals in there, there's some extra guitar parts in it. Probably took the longest to record, and probably the song I'm most proud of. You will notice that I also did a lot of girl songs. To me, songs are songs. They're not boy songs. They're not really girl songs. There's obviously girl songs that you can't sing because your voice is out of range. But if you ever want to play a girl song and you go, no, I can't really do that, it's a girl song, find a way of doing it. It's cool. One of the best songs we used to do when I played in the rock band was Celebrity Skin by Hole, which is that Courtney Love song. And like you can see when I was playing it, like lots of girls are like, yeah, this really works as a rock song. I also did two half songs as well. One of the problems I had around about the 25th of April, sorry, no, the 25th of May, in New Zealand Music Month, is I had run out of songs. I was starting to get really stressed about being able to do it. And it would have been just as easy to say, hey guys, sorry, I ran out of time. Dad died in April and I haven't had a chance to get all the songs finished. And that would have been cool. But I knew it was just a matter of pushing myself to get through it. So on about the 25th, that was when I started having a serious hunt for extra songs. And that's when I found, Starlight by Zed that I hadn't already done. And also Dad dying reminded a couple of people of other songs. Like one of Dad's favourite songs was Save the Last Dance for me. And I didn't know that was a New Zealand song. Oh, well, it's not technically. It's written by the I've forgotten who it's written by, but John Rolls did a version of it, and that was good enough for me. And so, in doing that song and chatting to a couple of other people, they told me that Hog Snort Rupert was a New Zealand band as well, and I just never figured that out. I didn't know that. So, one of Dad's favourite songs on his jukebox was Auntie Alice Bought Us This. And in looking up that song, I found Life Begins at 40, which was done by the guitar player in Hog Snort Rupert, at Dave and the Dynamo. So I was like, holy cow, there's another song I can do. Getting back to the two half songs, I've always loved Wandering Eye by, I was going to say Right Said Fred, but it's not Right Said Fred. Wandering Eye, and I really wanted to do that. It's got that really lovely thing, but once again, playing it and singing it at the same time, for those of you who are not musicians, playing and singing at the same time is quite tricky. A lot of people find it quite natural and quite easy. You kind of have to, if you think about it, you're playing rhythm, you're changing chords, you're singing, and you're thinking about words, and doing that all at the same time. Bass is probably a little trickier again, although some people find it easy. Playing the songs and singing them, and Wandering Eye is quite rhythmic. It's that kind of, to keep the rhythm going. And the other one that I wanted to do was Beyond the Breakers by Lyndon Puffin. Lyndon's a local Canterbury boy, and I've just dig some of his songs. And Beyond the Breakers is the first one that kind of reached out to me, probably for adolescent reasons, because it's got that line plastic titties in it, and I kind of like that. But it just came to the point where I had just got too many songs, and I never got a chance to get around to finishing them. So I just recorded those quickly this morning just to put them up. And of course, Life Begins at 40 is a bonus track, which I can find in there. In closing, was it fun? I think now that it's done, yes, it was fun. During doing it, it was quite stressful. But, I wanted to keep at it and wanted to get it done. There's so much cool New Zealand music out there that you either don't know is New Zealand music, or you don't, or you just haven't come across before. Basically, get out there, support New Zealand music. If everyone in New Zealand, well, all the wage earners, spent $10 once a year on New Zealand music, I mean, that's like $10 million going back into the New Zealand music industry, back into people recording new music, back into people teaching new music, back into recording studios, back into, kids learning to do that, putting on shows, better than, not being able to get famous in New Zealand. We've just got to invest in it. You don't need to buy a Justin Bieber CD or a Taylor Swift CD. There's New Zealand artists, you just got to go and look for them, and the more money you spend in New Zealand, the more chances we've got of getting great music, across the world. Lastly, a couple of questions that came up through the thing. But a lot of people wanted me to do particular songs. It comes down to the fact that I'm not good enough to do some of them. Lots of better guitarists out there, lots of better singers out there. It's not about being the best, it's about getting out there and playing. If I waited until I was the best guitarist, or had the best gear, or did the best of anything, I never would have gotten anything recorded. Oh, how did I do the recordings? I should probably chuck this in here at some point. First of all, I recorded into a program called Reaper. Reaper is a software program for recording audio tracks. On my office, I recorded through an audio interface, which just I plugged my guitar, my microphone in, comes up on the computer, and then I could record multiple different tracks. So I could go along and sing the audio, the lead vocal track, then I could go along and sing a harmony. For the bits that were really, really high, you'll see I got Stefan in the Shona Lang song. And it was nice to play with Cameron on the Clark Reid song. So they were all recorded, the songs, the backing tracks are all recorded in my office, and then I put my headphones on and record everything live onto my Mac. So I recorded through, which you will have seen in the other shot before, Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. It's got microphone plugged in here, which I'm using right now, and my bass guitar, which is over to the side here, plugs in, and I recorded both of those tracks live. As I said, the whole reason I wanted it live is that I could agonize for hours and hours over making it perfect, and I just wanted a quick snapshot of a song from a New Zealand artist. Once I had done the recordings, I then went back and had a listen to them, and then put a little bit of effect on the voice just to make it sound a bit more sort of reverby. I also then balanced things out, like made the bass not louder where it needed to be, turned guitar tracks down, that I did. I also then made the movie in iMovie, which was a pain in the butt. Once you create the audio file, I then took the video file, which I shot off a simple camera, like just a simple, you'll have seen it in the background shots. It's just a smartphone. It's a smartphone on a camera stand. It's not a GoPro. It's not a video camera or anything like that. It's just a smartphone. I then, put the files onto the computer into iMovie, put the audio file and match them together. The New Zealand Music Month logo is just found on the web and just downloaded, and I just cut and paste everything in. The most frustrating thing about the whole thing, I think, was trying to sync up the audio that you're hearing with the video that you're seeing, because if you just listen to this here, this bass isn't being recorded, but the straight camera sounded like this. So I needed to separate them out, and iMovie, for whatever reason, and I never managed to figure out why it did it, would creep the audio so that like I'd start everything out perfectly in synchronization with my lips and my fingers, but here's the video track, here's the audio track. Over the course of the video, by the end of the video, it had drifted out like that. So it was very frustrating, and it would just make that my fingers and my words wouldn't make the sounds in the video at the same time you heard it in the audio. So I had to go through all the videos and put like little individual cuts to reline everything up. Never figured out why it did it. Maybe it's something to make you buy the full version, but once you figured out how to do it and how to fix it, Bob was your uncle. A lot of people said, why didn't I do the #1 voted song of New Zealand music of all time? And I think that was Nature. And the funny thing is, it's not my #1 favourite New Zealand song, so that's why I didn't do it. I also did challenge myself not to repeat an artist. There's so much New Zealand music that I could go without repeating an artist. I could have just as easily done a week of Dave Dobbins songs. I could have easily done a week of Crowded House songs. I could have easily have done a week of Jamie McDowell songs, that sort of thing. So, but it was good. 31 days, well 32 days if you count the Life Begins at 40 track. 32 different artists. And yeah, it's done. So I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you liked them. I've listed them all down below, and if there's an iTunes link for the song, I've listed that as well. So if you want to go and support a local New Zealand muso, you can go and buy their song. All right. If you've got any questions that I haven't answered, chuck it in the videos below. Am I going to do this again next year? God, I forgot about that question. No, I don't think so. I was quite happy with what I did this year. It was fun to do, but mostly fun to do now that it's done. During the time I was doing it, it was a bit stressful. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, we will talk to you later. And I better give the lounge room back to my family because they're looking at the doors. So I keep looking off camera over there, and you can hear them calling in the background. Alrighty, have a nice time, and I will talk to you later. Right, it just occurred to me I forgot to do some thank yous. First of all, I need to thank my family for taking over the lounge every time I want to do a recording and yelling at them to get out of the room. You'll hear in some of the videos that you can hear my young boy playing on the Xbox. You can probably hear the family calling out in the background. That's the nature of the beast. You live with a family, you get a bit of noise. I have to thank my beautiful wife for putting up with a grumpy artist, and also for singing in the Shona Lang song. I need to thank Cameron Walsh, of course, for coming along and playing some country licks on Maybe I'm Drunk. One take, just turned his amp on, listened to the track, then stopped me and said, I can do that, just press play and record, and we did. So that was done. Thank you to all the New Zealand artists who didn't ring up and bar me from murdering their songs. And thank you for writing the songs in the first place. Thanks obviously to the Rock Shop, where I got all my gear from. And they had me as the featured artist for in the Music Month of May. And yeah, once again, thanks to all of you guys for watching the videos. Alrighty, cheers.